This afternoon, I'm pleased to welcome Mrs. Tracy Johnson. She's known in the entertainment field with her name Dale as an actress, model, and makeup artist. How are you, Tracy? How is it? Or Mrs. Dale?
I am doing wonderful.
Thank you very much for accepting the live. How's everything?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. I have not done an interview, at least 8 years now. Um, kind of pulled away with all this
Really?
COVID
It's
stuff
a
that's been
privilege
going
for me to
on
have
and
you.
haven't worked. Yeah. Thank you. It's an honor.
Can you tell me briefly how did you got interested in becoming like an actress and makeup artist? How did you? What did you study? How did you
Said
start?
it.
Uh, yes, I was saying, how
What
did you
was the
become a makeup
question
artist?
again?
Can you tell me how did?
Oh, gosh. Well, I started in
Yes,
industry when I was
I was
about
saying, yeah.
5. Yeah, I started in the industry when I was about 5. My mom got me into children modeling and print modeling, commercials, clothing line, and I did theater
Yes.
and theater arts and different commercials and stuff when I was a teenager, and fell in love with the costume designing when I was in junior high school for the theater arts and acting classes, and just kind of like fell in the lap of the makeup part of it. I was so intrigued with creating and making something totally out of the ordinary, different. I would talk to the directors and different people that I would work with of writing down sketches and drawing different things and coming up with some amazing costumes and makeup just all by hand, just being creative. I've taken cosmetology, I have my cosmetology license, and I wanted to take it a step further from that and went into LA and learned some amazing artwork, special effects, working in horror movies. I have done over 200 horror movies altogether, being a special effects makeup artist. I got 19 awards under my name from being a makeup artist, costume designer, and other things I've done. I've done stunt work, acting, background acting. Um, I've been on The Leftovers, the TV show, as an actress in the background, plus a makeup artist and costume designer. I have been in so many different other movies, just getting to be a part of a group and part of a family with some amazing people throughout the years.
Yes, this is great. But tell me, please, for one to be professional in creating makeup effects, you know, do you need to study courses, or
I,
do you got
you're cutting out, so I'm not
like?
understanding what you're asking.
Yeah, I was saying, to be able to become a makeup artist for horror films, do you need to get courses, or also
Uh, well,
become a
it
trainee
all depends.
for
Yeah, it
yeah?
all depends. I was teaching in Austin, Texas, children from the age of 5 to the age of 19 how to do special effects makeup artist, costume designing at a film school in Austin, Texas. Um, you don't have to actually really, in all honesty, have schooling. As long as you got the passion and you're creative and people can see what you do and you post it and you have a portfolio, it's hands on. A lot of the times in the industry, and it's good to have background. It's good to have license for your makeup. It's good to have license for your hair. It's good to have some kind of schooling in the film industry. But in all honesty, in this industry, to get your feet in the doorway, you got to know somebody to get your feet in. That's the key thing. And showing them that you time, showing them that you get the right equipment, showing them that you can actually do the job that they're wanting for that film at that time and at that moment. And being consistent with it. That's a key thing. And keeping your equipment clean, keeping your environment around your stuff clean at all times is a big, huge factor. Because makeup is not cheap, especially when it comes to special effects makeup is very expensive. So you got to make sure your equipment, your makeup is always up to date, always clean, always ready. And if you got more than one actor or actress that you're working on, make sure that you have a kit for each one of these people because you don't want to mix up the makeup to share it with somebody else because that's always in the factor of giving somebody a cold or giving them an eye infection or anything like that. You want to make sure you got the separate kits for each actor and actresses that you are working on. Um, I never share the makeup from one person to the next person. I just never do that. It's just a big no no to me. I wouldn't want somebody to use my makeup on them, vice versa, you know.
Yes, it's very good. The first time I hear a makeup artist speaking about these details, especially about infections.
Say that again.
And I was saying first time I hear a makeup artist speaking about these kind of details, like infection and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because in my,
You're
yeah,
cutting up really bad. I can barely hear
can
what
you
you're
hear me? Or
asking.
it's cut. Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
Right now it's better. I changed the microphone.
Okay.
Right now it's better. Better right now. Still cutting.
I can hear you, but it keeps cutting out. Are you hearing me
Yeah,
fine? Okay.
yeah, yes. Maybe my connection. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you very well. I was
Oh,
saying
that's
it's very
better.
good that
That's
you spoke.
much better. Yes.
Very good. I was saying that it is the first time I hear a makeup artist speaking about these kind of details
Yeah, a lot
regarding
of
infection
people,
and
yes. It's very crucial because
yeah,
especially
because my
before COVID hit, a lot of makeup
yeah
artists didn't really think on, having different kits. I always did because I worked hand in hand personally with special actors. I didn't have like 4 or 5 actors all at once. I always had 1 actor to 2 actors to 3 actors, maybe at the most 5, but each one of my characters that I worked on had a special. I would like build a kit for them of makeup that they liked, or they would bring their makeup and I would have it in a special container and their own brushes, their own puffs, their cleaning supplies for their kits because of the fact that's just how I am. But I've seen lots of makeup artists out there that use the same identical makeup, same identical brushes, and they just wash them out. I don't like doing that because to me, that's giving a staph infection in an eye or their mouth. And if they got like sensitive pores, you don't want to use the same brush or the same sponge on every actor you're working on. That's to me is gross. So I always made sure that I had each one of my clients that I worked with on the sets, I had a special Ziploc bag or Ziploc, some kind of a square container that I would seal up, close up, and it had their name on it from each trailer that I would walk to. So I never shared anybody's makeup with each other. That's just to me is just wrong, especially when you got high end actors that have specialty stuff that they want to use, and most of these people have sensitive skin, so you don't want to use the same stuff for somebody else when they might have an allergic reaction from it because everybody's got sensitive skin. I know myself, I do. Even with my daughter, she's like, Mom, she's taking cosmetology school now and trying to follow in my footsteps. And she's like, I don't want to use your stuff. I use my own. So it's teaching values to keep your makeup and your utensils clean that you're using on each person. They don't teach that a lot in the film set.
Yes.
They
And tell me,
just hire somebody, and not
yes,
they don't expect all the hard stuff that goes along with it.
yes. But tell me, Adele, did you happen sometime to you that you yourself acted in your horror films and wear makeup effects as well, like a zombie or a werewolf or
Okay, say
something
that
like that?
again. 'Cause you're cutting out again. Say that again.
I was asking about did you play any kind of zombie or werewolf yourself?
Yes, I
In some of the
did.
films you worked in.
Yes, I was actually a zombie character in a couple of films. I was a werewolf. I love my work. Um, on I should be on my LinkedIn, and I'm not exactly sure where else. I pulled a bunch of stuff down since I haven't been in the film industry in a while. But I have a lot of neat experiences being around some major films and TV shows on getting to be a part of the zombie crew, the zombie effect for years. And still today, people keep asking me, are you going to do more? Are you going to get some more film work doing the makeup? I'm still kind of tossing it up. I'm not sure. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. But I love what I do because I like being creative. And I also love the fact of being a part of something that is unique and different than a lot of people realize, because film industry is not easy and has a lot involved with it. So I always sit back with the director and watch my characters and the makeup, and you're watching how the tone of their skin or the tone of the makeup or the latex is not looking right, and you want to do their touch ups. You want to make sure your kit's right there. You want to make sure, hey, tap the director on the shoulder or say, hey, look, this doesn't look right. So you're always got to be on cue of seeing the highlights. HD camera and special effects, especially if you see lines or if you see something peeling off, um, different coloring, you want to make sure they're not sweating looking. You don't want their sweat coming through the makeup. So there's a lot of factors you got to take into doing the makeup also on the film set.
Great. Dale, can you tell me if you have a favorite scene or makeup effects, practical effects like you do on graphics that you favor? Myself, I grew up watching
Um,
Rick Baker work, in American Werewolf in London
yes,
and Nutty Professor and these kind of stuff. And the holding, I do
yes,
not understand
I have, yeah.
the first ever holding
I've
sound.
got yeah. It's actually pretty interesting because I got to be a part of some major films. We're not allowed to, if you post any of the photos or post your work on your websites and things, you get black marked. So I can't post what I done on the sets, and
Yes,
I can't give out names because it'll black mark you to where you can't be on the sets anymore. So I have been on, like I said, some major
yes,
films, being a part of creating a melted face, zombies like zombie faces, zombie bodies, skin pulling, ribs, bones popped out, hearts being ripped out. Um, I I've created some stuff that I've even had doctors look at me like this is way too real. Heart squirting blood. One of my favorite films I got to work on that was it was like a film festival award. It was only like 30 minutes long. Me and my director friend, he's one of my best friends. Uh, we won first place for it. and it keeps winning prizes, awards for it because of the fact of the gore in it was so real and so vivid that the doctors in the hospital, we actually got to have one ward of the hospital that wasn't being used. And so we had this creature that turned into this demon werewolf going around ripping people apart. And I had hearts and body parts ripped all over the floor in the operating room. And an actual doctor walked in and is like, "This is way too real. Looks like I got a heart on the table." Uh, so, it's all in the what your passion is and how you create it. And I'm real big in detail. My mom was a nurse for 45 years, and she, she would tell me about things that she would see in the ER. So I started change, but I would start pulling up like heart patients and how to look at burns and how to look at cuts and wounds and you learn them. You how they are designed, and I would sit for hours on end just designing it on my arms, designing it on my face, and take pictures and filming myself, showing myself, okay, this is how this looks, this is how this goes, and I would teach my class though. When I was in um, Austin, I taught my students how to create. If you have a scar on your body or know that somebody's got a scar, mimic that scar so you can learn how to create it when you're doing your own film work. And it's pretty interesting because a lot of people don't realize you don't have to always use latex because latex has got a chemical in it that can cause an allergic reaction to people. So there is a lot of home-based stuff that you can use to still create the same identical thing without having to be so expensive on buying it through different companies.
Yes, yeah, I want to tell you a story. Growing up in Egypt, we used to make historical drama about pharaohs in the television, and
Okay, say that again.
one of the actors used to play all the yeah in Egyptian television. They used to have historical drama about pharaohs, right?
Okay,
And
I'm
there
still
was
not
an
understanding
actor who
what you're
used to play a
saying.
priest. Yeah, yeah. I was saying there was an actor who used to play a priest all the time, and he used to be painted in a silver color, all his body, to play a pharaoh priest. And I read in the news he got blind from the makeup, from the material they used to paint
Oh,
him
that's
in
yeah, 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 yeah.
silver.
The latex, the contacts, especially if you're wearing contacts, it can mess up your eyes if you're not used to have contacts, or there might be some kind of a film on the contacts that can mess
Yeah.
up your eyes. If you get latex in your eye, or if you get the fake blood in your eye, um, even if you get it in your mouth, you can still have some kind of allergic reaction, or better yet, your lungs can close up. So, what I always have done with every one of my actors, if they're not sure that they're allergic to it, I always test like right here on the wrist or right at the back of their neck. That's the two sensitive spots. When you're doing latex, that is the sensitive areas that you're going to know if it's going to turn red or irritated or bubbly looking. So right at the wrist or right at the crease inside the arm or right at the back of the neck. Just a little dab and you rub it around and make it look like there's
Yes.
skin there. And you want to let it sit for a good minute or two, and you'll know immediately if they're allergic to it. If they're allergic to it, it's going to turn red. It's going to start itching. It's going to start irritating them, and you want to take it off immediately and have like cortisone 10 or Benadryl cream and a Benadryl pill to where if they're having an allergic reaction, you want to make sure they have something there. And always on a film set, no matter what, you always have a medical physician that's always on set. So if you don't have anything with you, for me, I I was always called Mrs. Gadget, or um, I had always had a medical kit with me. I always had always had Benadryl cream, all on set with me because I never knew if somebody was going to have an allergic reaction or not. And we always made sure every actor, every person I worked with, hey, what is your allergies? Got to know what your allergies are, especially if you're on a set and you're food allergy. Food allergies always runs into something else you're allergic to too. And a lot of people don't realize that. So on every set I've ever been on, we always did a disclosure with each person. What are you allergic to? Are you allergic to latex? Are you allergic to this? Are you allergic to that? What kind of makeup do you use? That is a big key. And since I've always been I ran my own company. And so I always had a packet that was like a big, thick packet that had like 50 pages in it. Every one of my actors had to read it. They had to sign it and make sure they understood it. They got a copy, and then the director got a copy. So we always understanding whatever I'm using, you're not allergic to. And a lot of makeup artists don't do that. I had to learn very, very early in the industry because I'm asthmatic and allergies. I'm allergic to certain things, and latex is one of them. When I put it on people, I didn't have any problem. Putting it on myself, I didn't have any problem. There's certain types of latex out there people are severely allergic to, especially if you're doing cast molding. If you're doing cast molding on somebody, some of those chemicals are very harsh to your skin. It's just like the people that does Face Off. I got a chance to be a part of that on one of the teams, and it was pretty interesting because it taught me a lot on cast molding and how to do big pieces on people. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And when you have somebody that have an allergic reaction, you got to get that stuff off of them as quick as possible.
Yes. Dale, I want to thank you very much for this live, for this valuable information you gave
Yeah,
us about
thank you.
makeup and your history of work. I wish you all the best in upcoming
Thank
project
you
and all the
so
best to your,
much. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed this. Thank you.
to your children as well.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
good
too.
luck
You have a
with your
blessed
children,
day.
starting their career as well. Thank you very much. Have a lovely afternoon.
Yes.